My dear student, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are going to complete the lesson chemical reaction of metal. Chemical reaction of metal. We are going to make a simple revision. The last lesson, the reaction of metal with oxygen and the reaction of metal with water. Listen to me carefully. Last week, we taught the reaction of metal with oxygen. At the first, copper reacts with oxygen to produce copper oxide. This copper oxide has physical and chemical properties as black powder without glowing, okay, and represented by this equation 2Cu plus O2 equal or produce 2CuO. Copper with react with oxygen produce copper oxide. Iron react with oxygen to produce iron oxide. Yellow spark, black powder. This is the properties of iron oxide. Yellow spark and black powder. 2Fe plus O2 produce 2FeO. Sodium react with oxygen to produce sodium oxide. The product of this oxide is zero flame with white powder. This equation represented by 4Na plus O2 produce 2Na2O. Gold when react with oxygen not change. The second point, reaction of metal with water. Reaction of metal with water. Number one, copper doesn't react with cold water or with steam. Copper doesn't react with cold water or steam. Iron doesn't react with cold water, but when the metal heated in steam, hydrogen is produced slowly. This reaction represented by 3Fe plus 2H2O produce Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Magnesium react with cold water very slowly, produce hydrogen and magnesium hydroxide. When the metal is heated in steam, produce hydrogen gas quickly. Magnesium plus 2H2O produce Mg all H2OH2 and H2. Potassium float on the surface of the water and persist into flame immediately, and hydrogen bubbles are rapidly produced. And a clean solution of potassium hydroxide forms. This reaction represented by 2K plus 2H2O produce 2KOH and H2 and heat. Sodium float on the surface of the water and react strongly with water, producing whizzing sound as hydrogen gas are quickly produced around it. Clear sodium hydroxide forms. Solution forms 2Na plus 2H2O produce 2NaOH, sodium hydroxide, plus H2 hydrogen plus heat is released. Calcium react with cold water, produce bubble of hydrogen and clear calcium hydroxide forms. Calcium Ca plus water 2H2O produce calcium hydroxide CaOH all 2 plus 2H2. Now we are going to this lesson today, reaction of metal with acid. Reaction of metal with acid. Listen to me carefully. When the metal reacts with acid, this produces metal chloride and hydrogen gas. The example here from acid, metal hydrochloric acid. Metal hydrochloric acid is used to identify the reaction of metal. Hydrochloric acid. Okay, hydrochloric acid. When metal reacts with hydrochloric acid, produce metal chloride and hydrogen gas are erased. Metal plus hydrochloric acid produce metal chloride and hydrogen erased. Sodium, the first metal here is sodium. Sodium will react with hydrochloric acid, produce sodium chloride and hydrogen. Again, sodium react with hydrochloric acid, produce sodium chloride and hydrogen. This equation represents as the following: Na plus HCl produce NaCl and hydrogen are evolved. The second metal here, potassium. Potassium react with hydrochloric acid to produce potassium chloride and hydrogen. Potassium react with hydrochloric acid to produce potassium chloride and hydrogen are evolved. Potassium plus K plus HCl produce KCl and hydrogen produce. Again, 2K plus 2HCl produce 2KCl and H2 are erased. Magnesium react with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce magnesium oxide and hydrogen. And the same. Again, magnesium react with hydrochloric acid, produce magnesium chloride and hydrogen. This equation represented by as the following: magnesium Mg plus 2HCl produce magnesium MgCl, all 2 magnesium chloride and hydrogen as revolved. Lead element didn't react with dilute hydrochloric acid, but react with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Again, lead didn't react with dilute hydrochloric acid, but react with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Zinc react quite slowly with dilute hydrochloric acid. Zinc quite react with diluted hydrochloric acid. Again, lead don't react with dilute hydrochloric acid, but react with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Zinc reacted quietly, slowly with dilute hydrochloric acid. Copper didn't interact with dilute or concentrate hydrochloric acid. Copper didn't react with dilute or concentrate hydrochloric acid. Again, reaction of metal with acid. The example of acid used in this to explain the reaction of metal is hydrochloric acid. Any metal react with hydrochloric acid produce metal chloride and hydrogen is evolved. Again, when metal react with hydrochloric acid, this produce metal chloride and hydrogen gas is evolved. The example here, sodium will react with hydrochloric acid, produce sodium chloride and hydrogen. Potassium will react with hydrochloric acid, produce potassium chloride and hydrogen is evolved. Magnesium at the same, produce magnesium chloride and hydrogen. There's some different for lead. Lead didn't react with dilute concentrated acid, but react with lead didn't react with dilute hydrochloric acid, but react with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Zinc reacts slowly with dilute hydrochloric acid. Copper didn't react with concentrated oil or dilute hydrochloric acid. I finished this point. If anyone has a question, please raise your hand. Yasmin Nasser. Yasmin Nasser.
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Mr. What is the concentrated acid?
Concentrated acid means more molecules of this more molecules of acid in the solution. Okay, we know the hydrochloric acid is solution.
Yes.
Composed of hydrogen and chlorine. Okay, more chlorine and hydrogen atoms found in this solution than dilute. Dilute is very low concentrate of HCl than concentrate HCl in concentrate HCl. Understand?
Yes, Mister. Thank you.
Rawan?
Yes.
Yes, Rawan.
Mister, where are we?
Yeah?
Where are we?
Where?
Where are we? And should we write anything?
You should write anything?
Yes.
You want to write anything?
I don't know. Shall we write anything?
No. No.
Okay, Mister. Thank you.
Understand this point? You understand the reaction of metal with acid or not?
Not very much.
I will explain it again. Listen to me carefully.
Okay.
Okay? Again. Reaction of metal with acid. Reaction of metal with acid. We take example of acid, hydrochloric acid is an example in this point. Okay? Number one, sodium. Any metal react with hydrochloric acid produce two products. Any metal react with hydrochloric acid produce two products. Metal chloride and hydrogen. Metal chloride and hydrogen. Again, Any metal react with hydrochloric acid produce two products, metal chloride and hydrogen. So the example here, sodium. When sodium react with hydrochloric acid, produce sodium chloride and hydrogen. Potassium the same, produce potassium chloride and hydrogen. Magnesium produce magnesium chloride and hydrogen. Understand? Any metal react with hydrochloric acid, produce two products, metal chloride and hydrogen. There is exception here. Copper didn't react with dilute or concentrate hydrochloric acid. What's the difference between concentrate or dilute hydrochloric acid? In concentrate, the solution contain more molecules of HCl than in dilute solution. Solution contain less molecules of HCl than concentrated solution of Cl. Yes, Mariam, Fauzi.
Do zinc and lead produce metal chlorides whilst the reaction with concentrated acid?
Yes. Any metal react with hydrochloric acid, produce metal chloride and hydrogen. Lead.
Hydrogen, but it's written in the book that they only produce bubbles.
Yes. Lead doesn't react with dilute, but when react with concentrated hydrochloric acid, produce lead chloride and hydrogen. Understand?
Yes, thank you.
Zinc react slowly with dilute hydrochloric acid and produce zinc chloride and hydrogen at all. Okay.
Huh?
Rawan, there is a question again?
Yes. Mister, what's the symbol of hydrochloric acid?
HCl.
Okay, thank you.
It's found in the equation. You see it? Abdurrahman Ahmed.
Yes.
What's your question?
No, I don't have.
You don't have? Okay. You understand this point?
Yes.
Okay, Abraham. AM.
Mister,
Yes.
I didn't understand what you are saying about in this part.
Who are you?
I am Ayhan.
AM. ماشي. You didn't understand this point?
Yes, Mister.
Listen to me carefully. Again, any metal react with hydrochloric acid, produce two products. Again, any metal react with hydrochloric acid, produce two products, metal chloride and hydrogen. You understand this point?
Yes, Mister.
Any metal react with hydrochloric acid, produce two products, metal chloride and hydrogen. So when the sodium react with hydrochloric acid, produce answer Ayhan. Sodium react with hydrochloric acid, produce Ayhan. Produce A. Produce sodium chloride and hydrogen. Right. If the potassium react with hydrochloric acid, produce Ayhan. No Ayhan. ضياء الدين Yeah. What's your
Mr.
question? تفضل.
I didn't raise my hand.
Yeah?
Byron.
I don't hear you well. Raise your voice.
I raised my hand by wrong.
Okay. You understand this point? Yasmin again. The question, Yasmin?
Sorry, mister, I didn't lower my hand before.
Okay.
Thank you, mister.
Thank you. There is a simple experiment to explain the reaction between metal and acid to produce hydrogen. Okay, this experiment to achieve the gas produced from when the metal reacts with hydrogen acid is hydrogen. So the aim of this experiment to improve that the gas which produced from reaction between metal and hydrochloric acid is hydrogen. This is the aim of this experiment. Tools: a piece of metal like aluminum, dilute hydrochloric acid, and test tube. Procedure: a piece of metal placed in the test tube, power amount of dilute hydrochloric acid in the test tube. Observation: there is bubbles are formed by approached with match. There is pop sound. You hear it? Conclusion: there is hydrogen is produced. Again, put in the test tube a piece of aluminum, then pour hydrochloric acid above this piece. After time observation, there is gas bubble raised. Gas bubble raised from this. Why? How to ensure this gas bubble is hydrogen gas? Approach fire match to this bubbles. What you can hear pop sound. Pop sound. This indicate that this gas is hydrogen gas. Again, the test tube, put a piece of aluminum metal, then power amount of dilute hydrochloric acid. Observation: there is gas bubble raised. By to indicate to take this gas, approach to fire match. This a pop sound is heard. This pop sound indicate hydrogen gas. This is the simple test for improve the hydrogen gas produced when the metal react with hydrochloric acid. Any question for this point?
Mister, how the pop sound comes?
When you are approached the firing match to the gas bubble, the hydrogen react with oxygen, okay, burning oxygen,
Okay.
and produce pop sound. Pop sound is very intensive sound, okay. This is special
Okay.
for hydrogen only.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes. Sir, I have another question.
تفضل. Yes.
I don't understand dilute hydrochloric acid. Can you explain again?
What? Again?
Dilute hydrochloric acid. I don't understand it. Can you explain it
What's the
again?
difference between dilute and concentrate?
Yes.
Listen to me carefully.
Okay.
This is two test tube. Contain solution of HCl. HCl mean hydrochloric acid. Okay. In this test
Okay.
tube, there is a few amount of HCl, so it is called dilute. Okay. Dilute.
Okay.
A few amount of molecule of HCl. But in this test tube contain large amount of molecule of HCl, so it's called concentrate. Okay?
Okay.
If you have a beaker and water, put some of sugar in this beaker. ماشي? And they make stirring of sugar inside the water. If the sugar don't disappear in this water, so it is called concentrated sweetie solution, because there is concentrated or more much of sugar molecule in the water. Understand the difference between dilute and concentrate? Concentrate, dilute mean there is a few amount of molecule of HCl, but concentrate mean more molecules in the solution HCl.
Okay. Thanks, Mr.
Yasmin?
Mister,
Yes.
you explain figure 10.5 or 10.6?
نعم.
You explain figure 10.5 or 10.6? You explain each one. Which one?
ثانية. Minute to open the book. Figure 10.5. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Anyone has any question? Okay. Now we're going to the second point. Displacement reaction. When metal react with acid, they are displace hydrogen from the acid and form salt solution. Again, when metal react with acid, they displace hydrogen from acid and form salt solution. We saw this example when sodium Na react with HCl, produce NaCl plus hydrogen. So sodium here replaced hydrogen and take chlorine from this structure and form sodium chloride and hydrogen gas are available. Why? Why? Look at this figure. This chemical activity series. Chemical activity series. This element arranged in order to its activity. Potassium is more reactive element. Okay? Potassium is more reactive metal. So the second, sodium third barium, and calcium, magnesium, and so on. Any element at the top can replace any element under it in its solution. So sodium can replace or displace hydrogen in its solution. Understand? Again, sodium, this action, displacement reaction. What's the meaning of displacement reaction? Any metal in chemical reactivity series can displace the element under it. The element under it in its reactivity. When the metal react with acid, they displace the hydrogen from acid and form salt solution. This example, sodium react with hydrochloric acid to produce sodium chloride, and hydrogen is evolved. So the sodium here replace the hydrogen and form sodium salt. Understand? In similar way, the more reactive metal can displace less reactive metal from salt solution for metal. Example, when copper wire is suspended in solution of silver sulfate, the copper dissolves into the solution to copper sulfate, and the silver come out from the solution. So copper displaces silver. Why? Because the copper is more reactive than silver. Again, why the copper displaces the silver in its solution? Because the copper is more reactive than silver. This is achieved in this chemical reactivity series. The more activity series at the top, potassium, sodium, barium, calcium, magnesium. Okay. Here, copper here above silver. So copper is more reactive than silver. So copper can displace the silver in its solution or its chemical. Okay. Any question in this point? Any question in this point? You all understand this point? Anyone? I finished this point. Any question? Yes.
Excuse me, mister.
Yes.
What will be the chemical reaction equation of copper and silver sulfate?
Okay. You understand the displacement reaction?
Yes.
All? What's the meaning?
No, will it be, for example,
Example of copper and sulfate, I will write it now. But you understand why the copper replace silver?
yes.
Because the copper is more reactive element metal than silver. This is the answer. If you give a question, give reason why the copper displays the silver in its chemical solution, because the copper is more reactive element than silver.
Answer.
Okay. This copper Cu, sorry, Cu plus Ag S O 3 give, sorry, 4 SO4 give Cu SO4 plus G. Understand now?
Copper sulfate and silver. Okay,
Yes. Understand?
thank you.
Copper react with silver sulfate, produce copper sulfate, and silver come out. Understand?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. أيهم. يا أيهم. Have any question, أيهم? No, أيهم. Any question here? Okay. The second point. The last point, serious reactivity. Serious activity. This figure replaces the serious activity. The metal are arranged in order to their activity, starting with the most reactive. So the most reactive here is potassium. This serious activity is produced by studying the reaction of metal with three elements. Number one, oxygen, water, and hydrochloric acid. So the arrangement of this element of these metals come from studying the reaction of metal with oxygen and water and hydrochloric acid. This table explains serious activity of different metal when react with oxygen, when react with water, when react with hydrochloric acid. Okay. Potassium oxide for vacuously and so on. We'll take this before. And there is no problem in this table. This table for knowledge only. Any question before ending the meeting? To yes to